What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm the Kawasaki Crusader, and today we've got a little bit of love maintenance to do to the old beat up 2010 ZX10. As some of you may have noticed in my last video, we had a little bit of the old red flashing light going on with the FI light. I've been chasing this problem for a while. Well, really not really chasing it, just pondering it, and I'm almost 100% confident now that it's the fuel pump. So I went ahead and bought a quantum fuel pump. Either way, it's got to get done, and along the way, I happened to notice that my kickstand here, which I got an adjustable kickstand from whenever I lowered the bike, is missing a bolt. So you know, these bolts are not actually something you can just go pick up from the local hardware store. And I was kind of sad about noticing that bolt being gone, but luckily Japan's not that far away, and I ordered up a couple of these bad boys, these genuine Kawasaki bolts. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and get that put in, and then we're going to remove the bodywork, the seat and the bodywork, to get the tank off, unhook the tank. I don't really know how much fuel I have, hopefully not very much, but it sounds low. Anyhow, I'm gonna get that tank off, set it up upside down on a work table, remove the fuel pump, rebuild it with that kit, and hopefully have a significantly better riding experience. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started, guys. So as you can see, I've got my Kawasaki bolt. It's got my little red Loctite from the factory, I assume is what that is. I'm just gonna get that in here and kind of start it with our fingers to make sure we're not cross threading. That's in there good. It's a 12 millimeter. All right, we got that on there. Kickstand is good to go. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me because I don't have an external microphone. I'm just using the one on the GoPro. But I'm gonna go ahead and start taking everything off and getting my tank off. So that was a 4 millimeter Allen wrench to take those bolts out. I think it's a 5 up here on the bolts that hold the tank and the steering damper mount to the frame. Just using my little cheap tools. This one is also a 10 millimeter on the pivot point of the gas tank. Go ahead and pull the overflow hose. It doesn't look like I had a pinched fuel line, but I'm gonna go ahead and unhook, just so you guys can see. This is the electrical connection for the fuel pump. And that right there, it looks brown, but it's supposed to be a red. Looks a little red from this angle, is a clip that you undo to get the fuel line off. That's what I'm going to undo next. I've actually got a bit more fuel in my tank than I would like to have, which we really won't lose too much. But I don't like doing this with a lot of gas in my tank either way. I literally set something soft down on this table so I wouldn't scratch up my tank, and then piled all the parts I just took off onto the soft thing. Let me show you guys something else. So you can see now on that red clip I was talking about that I got that slid down. It like snaps onto the top. So pull that down first, and then that hose right there, that fuel line, it'll pull right off. Just want to set it up somewhere out of the way so that it doesn't sit there and dump fuel out. Set it upside down and get the job done quick. So that's what we're working with. We got to take these bolts off, and then we'll take the whole fuel pump out and rebuild it with that quantum pump. Let's get this little junk 10mm wrench I have and put it to work. Now that we've got all the bolts out, this is definitely not the cleanest environment. Do as I say, not as I do. Definitely work in a cleaner environment than me. All right. So here we are. There's gonna be a bunch of gas inside this thing. I don't know about a bunch, but there's definitely gonna be some gas in it. Inside of my tank looks awesome, no rust. Let's go ahead and get this thing popping. Get a good look at it. Know what wires run where. Because you'll be replacing these all, or reusing these all, your call. I might end up just reusing mine, but they need to go back exactly how they are. I mean, something as simple as that can literally make it not work. Believe me, I've chased my tail around a couple of these things. So just remember that. You need to pay attention to how it goes back together, or film it coming apart and use your footage to put it back together. All of this out. That way we have somewhere to put all the screws and stuff as we take them out. Oh crap. Bunch of gas just dumped out. I told you there was gas in it. Okay, so notice this little grayish blackish wire was underneath this. There was nothing underneath this top one on this side, but if you're looking at it this way and with the little nozzle out that way, this side had dark wire underneath it. Pay attention to that. Now what you'll need to do is gently unplug these. Brown on the left, blue on the right, or black on the left, white on the white, whichever way you want to remember it. I was looking at the wires. Let's see if we can do that just ever so gently. Come on. Yep. Yep. There we go. But I unplugged that from there, unplugged that from there, unscrewed this, unscrewed this. Got gas all over my hand because I opted to take my gloves off for dexterity. But yeah, the kit is actually really nice. It comes with multiple different filters because the pumps actually work in multiple different bikes. And it's got all the gaskets that you need, the big O-ring gasket and everything, which, yeah, it's pretty awesome that they give you that stuff.
Careful not to break that clip there whenever you're taking your wires out. You just got to wedge something in between it, just enough to get space for this wire. There you go. You also need to undo that one. I don't even know if I got one small enough. Oh, I do. But when that happens, you don't really get to see how the fuel pump comes out. Anyhow, there's the stock fuel pump itself. And down inside here is the end filter, or end pump filter, that we want to get out and replace. So let's get this little O-ring off. And oh boy, talk about dirty. It's black. That might have been causing a little bit of my issues. Now what you got to do is get your new filter. Looks like this guy. Very nice. Confirm. Really wouldn't hurt to clean that out a little. There we go. Makes me feel a little more confident. That's how that goes in. But we want it to go in right. So let's make sure. There we go. So we got that on. Now let's take a look at our pump. Okay. Let's get our new one. Got the same thing sitting here. Let's get the negative, I guess that is. Yeah, that's negative wire. There it is. Should be a direct replacement. Alright. Now let's see if we can find a blue one that has a little sleeve thingy. Looks like I just did. Just like that. And now I gotta get an O-ring. Alright. We got the O-ring on. Same size, different color. Don't matter the color. Got this little cap off. Now, it goes in this way. Because this little round guy here snaps into the fuel filter like, well, let's see, I guess like this. Now, this has got to go on. So if you remember earlier, we took the O-ring off of this to get this to come free, and that's when we had the explosion. Slides down like so. It's going to be the thickest O-ring in the packet. Just like that. Now we're going to take our little washer, put it on. This little tiny nut needs to go on. Which, by the way, that was a 7mm. No reason to over tighten, guys. But anyhow, that's on. Now we got to fit this guy. Which only goes on 2 ways, and only one of them is the right way. You'll figure that out pretty quick, I'm sure of it. But anyhow, that's on. Now, we gotta get this guy, I think like, yeah. Just like that. Not quite, hold on. Tongue just got to go in there, and these fit. There we go. So we're gonna root this all crazy like that. Anyhow, so looks like the positive is on the left, negative is on the right. So that's going to be blue here, brown here. And this guy, like I said, goes right here. Let's get this little screw in, and then we will run the wire where we want it. Probably don't want that pointing up at that angle. Now again, don't over tighten these screws, but you don't want them loose. You don't want them coming loose inside your tank and your pump coming apart. So we're gonna loosen that up just enough to put this wire in here, push it down, and then we're gonna tighten it back up and hold it in place. Go. And now should I have a working fuel pump, which, like I said, the one before worked, it just didn't work well. I feel like I probably forgot or messed something up, you know, that's kind of my style. I don't know what this was for. I don't know. Anyhow, hopefully, oh, and then I'll have to replace the O-ring in here. Let's go ahead and do that really quick. So use a pick, get that up out of the way. It's actually not in bad shape at all, but it has swollen a little. Get the new one on, call it a day. So to test this, we're gonna do a no-no, but only for a second, y'all, don't worry. We're gonna plug it in. I'm gonna hook it up to a fuel line. We're gonna hook it up to the electric source. gonna do is turn the bike on and see if it tries to prime. If it does, you hooked it up right. Something's not right. Well, let's unhook. See what's going on. Should just have to put something under and pull it out. So let's try switching these two and see if maybe I'm just wrong and hooked up my negative positive backwards. Let's try that. Let's see if I was just incorrectly hooking it. Hopefully we don't fry anything. Ready? Oh, it worked. So left is power, right is ground, I believe. No, wait. Right is power, left is ground. So you can hear it hum now. It's good. We don't want to do that too many times. Now we can put this thing back in. Get it home. Didn't it go this way? Okay, that makes... Should be good to go. Lost little to no fuel. Oh crap. You know what I did forget though? That I had my seat and these fairings in the way. Which we really won't lose too much. It's dumping fuel out of something now. It's spraying out of the fuel pump. I'm covered in fuel. As I say, I lost little to no fuel. That happened. This is why they say do it with an empty fuel tank. I'm covered in gas. Never had that happen before. Not a fan. Not a fan. That's gonna be a fun one to watch for you guys. Just old Cowie getting sprayed with fuel. That was gross. Covered in gas now. Learn from our mistakes. Kind of bold just putting the tank bolt back in, but I want to believe. I want to believe. Gotta have faith, you know? All right. Sounds different, but will she fire? She started. Just let her idle while we route this stuff and put it back together. Well, I got the bike all back together, and I let it idle and warm up and sit until it got to 193 degrees, and sat there for 5 or 10 minutes after that, and it held steady. Didn't have any type of issues, so now we're gonna go for a little ride. Feels okay. What are these people doing? Doesn't seem like they're paying attention, that's for sure. Bike is not presenting any of the issues that it was before. I don't like being behind these people. I don't know if they're drunk or what. Trying to get hit by somebody or run into their shrapnel after they run in head on to somebody else because they're texting or whatever they're doing.
Well guys, that's pretty much it. The bike performed wonderfully and I eventually rode home. I hope this video helps anyone rebuilding a fuel pump at home, and if any of you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. As always guys, ride safe and keep the shiny side up.